From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Captain's Log Supplemental.
Miss Vicki.
Yes, sir.
You know what?
What?
I've been thinking about this Sentinel system.
Yeah. Tell me about the Sentinel system.
So what I was thinking was, we have the one car that's got the aim dash that's slowing us down. Because installing the aim dash is actually, it probably is easy, but it's quite hard the first time. And we haven't figured that out yet. The Sentinel system is really easy to set up. So what I was thinking was, why don't we put it in the Lemons car? And we'll worry about the aim data information separately. And we'll kind of break it down into a project. Because then we'd have the motorsports video system that we really, really want, and we'd be able to stream it. We just won't have the data inside, but we have the data outside, so we can combine them later. But I think that's a really good solution.
So what does this Sentinel system do?
Well, if it had the aim data, it would have all the data on the screen, and you could see all their telemetry and everything live. But we'd be able to not only record it for viewing after the race, but we could actually watch our car during the race.
Ooh, like on the monitor and everything?
On a monitor, if you were at home and I was at a track, or if you were at the track and I was at home, depends on who gets the short straw, but we'd be able to watch each other.
It's something I've always wanted to do.
And you know what? If you're driving, you know what you can do on the Sentinel system?
What's that?
You can communicate to me with your hands, and I can't do a thing about it.
Even better.
So, if you need to give a wave or a Jersey wave, whatever you need, we could save it and see it on the screen. And then you can have up to 3 different cameras, and it'll have picture in picture. You'll have the basic main shot out the front window, and then 2 cameras where you put them wherever you want. One could be on the driver, or one could be on the rear view. It's kind of cool.
Then we can upload it onto YouTube.
We could bore millions of people on YouTube.
I love it.
All right. Very well. You know what the only downside I see about this?
What?
Your mom and my mom are going to be panic stricken the entire weekend watching this thing to see if everything's going well.
This is true.
We probably shouldn't tell them.
I like the idea of having a Sentinel.
Mm-hmm. Well, luckily we have maybe 2. Depends on how things go. We're going to try. All right. That sounds like a plan. That's the project. We got to get that ready for the next race.
Sounds great.
All right. Very well. Thank you, ma'am. This next topic has its ups and its downs. Thankfully, we have Ben Dawson.
Oh yeah, where?
He's right around you, man. He's right next to you.
Why, hello.
Is he behind me? Oh crap, he's behind me, isn't he?
He's trying to pass, no doubt. He's looking for a point by.
But he's not waiting for one.
No, he's not waiting. He don't wait. Patience is not his virtue.
It's a race, not a wait.
Exactly. Mr. Dawson, we've talked about the difference in various features on a track, but one thing I was looking back through our list, I don't think we've ever talked about the difference between or the effects of having a hill, be it either up or down, on your driving. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you go faster downhill than you do going uphill, but I think it affects the car quite a bit more.
Well, yeah, specifically if we're talking about one of the biggest effects I can think of immediately is in the braking of the car.
Braking
For instance,
and turning.
if you have the ability to brake into an uphill, it can be like a catcher's mitt. Really, the uphill really helps aid the braking of your car, so you're going to get more braking. So you might be able to brake a little bit deeper into an uphill section than you would into a downhill section. And I don't know the data on this, but I would assume conversely, if you're braking downhill, you might need a little extra help because you're still going downhill, which is going to make you maintain more momentum than if you're going uphill. Is that correct?
You probably have a little less grip on the front.
Yeah.
So your braking distance is going to increase.
Right.
One of the fun ones that really applies to, depending on the car you're in, but at pit race, I know you haven't been there yet. We're trying to get you to come out.
Right.
At pit race, going into turn one, which is a good size straightaway, going into a big sweepy left-hander, the braking zone goes uphill and then crests and goes downhill. It's not big, but it's enough where certain cars you have to brake on the uphill, and other cars you have to brake on the crest of the hill, and other cars you have to brake on the downhill. So your brake points can be hugely varying depending on just the car and the amount of speed you're carrying.
Sure.
So, Miss Vicki, do you take into account hills when you're thinking about your braking, whether you're going uphill or downhill?
I would say if I'm uphill, this is one thing I have to really keep telling myself when I am speeding around a track and I am going uphill, especially if it's uphill post a turn, I have to keep telling myself that exiting that turn, going uphill, that I can just punch it because the car settles in such a way that it has like a downforce when it hits that. So it has more grip. So I have to keep, so sometimes when I'm coming through like a major turn, I kind of want to, whether I'm braking a little bit, depending on how sharp that turn is, I have to just keep telling myself that, I don't necessarily have to worry so much about losing the car if there's an uphill involved. If I'm losing grip. Right. I get more grip. That's a thing that I mentally have to keep telling myself. Going downhill? No, I don't think about it too much unless there's a turn coming.
It's the opposite.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
No, you're downhill's the opposite of going uphill.
Oh, I thought you said my
No, you're right. No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah. It's just you have to think about the downhill as well.
Yeah.
So you got to. We're getting Ben. Hang on. We're changing topics now again.
Uh-oh.
You said that you adjust for the hill. How do you know you're at the limit, my dear?
It all depends if my butt's puckering.
Is it calibrated? Is it?
It is my limit. How about that? I don't know if it's the limit, but is my limit at the moment.
It's a limit. I can.
It is a limit.
Okay. So uphill tends to give you a little bit of help in terms of stopping, turning,
yes,
accelerating, because you have more grip, and downhill tends to do the opposite. And it can be quite significant. But I think the important part is really where we're at right now is how do you tell that you're at the limit? Because if it gives you more, how do you know you're using all that it's offering, or if it takes away something?
I guess it would be the sound of the tires.
Could be.
Would be one aspect of it. On whether I'm actually losing grip is the other one. If I'm starting to feel like I'm losing grip, but at the same time, either the sound of the tires or if it just feels like it's just on that edge of me losing it.
Losing it meaning?
Losing grip. Like losing
front end, back end, both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I lost grip in the rear. I feel like I lost grip in the rear. I feel like I lost the grip in the front, dude. I don't know.
What do you think of her response to knowing the limit there, Mr. Dawson?
Well, it's pretty textbook. If you're hearing the tires talk to you, you're probably at the limit of what the tires can deliver to the track and to your butt as far as grip. So those things that sounded right. If you feel like you're about to be out of control and into a slide, you probably are at the limit, right?
Could be. I mean, but there's some other details we can get into at another point, but I guess I'm okay with it. It's not like you get in there and you let go of the wheel or something. I mean,
Whoa, easy, Tiger. I think we beat that one up pretty bad already.
Oh, come on.
Another one. I'm just trying to keep you out of the tub. I don't want you to do a month of tub time, man.
All right. Yeah. I have a cold. I probably should stay out of the tub for now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think what Vicki was saying is textbook true. Now she just got to go out and be able to make a car do all that stuff and really be testing the limits of woman and machine.
Yeah, it's all about fighting your nerve.
What are you nervous about?
What? You know what? I'm not exactly sure. Now I think about it, I think that's a good question. What am I? Because I'm just going to go off in a field, and if at worst, I mean, I'm not going to hit the wall.
Well, I mean, there's different implications.
I mean, when I'm HPDEing, I'm not going to hit a wall, and for the most parts that I work on, there's plenty of distance if I happen to go off. Right. So, yeah, I just maybe it's just. I
mean, there's certain spots you don't want to push it, but there's other spots.
No, but you would say, you would definitely sit there. I mean, I'm thinking about, the places I would really kind of go, there's safety fields that are just beyond it. So, I mean, what am I afraid of?
I'm not sure.
Well, and you've been at this long enough to know, like, coming onto the NASCAR straightaway at New Hampshire, that's not where you try a new trick.
No. Nope.
Like you've been at this long enough to kind of identify the places where you have a little bit of leeway to try new stuff, and other places that are more consequential where you think like, hey, probably don't need to go crazy here. I'm just going to try my standard stick through here because it seems like it works, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the good example of what we were just talking about is the straightaway at, I think it's New Jersey or Thompson, maybe both of them, but at the very end of the straightaway, they have an uphill. Maybe it's Thompson. Thompson has an uphill.
Thompson has an uphill and Pit Race has an uphill.
Right. It's like an uphill to a really sharp turn in turn one. And that's the one place where you could probably just go really, 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 really fast. And that at the very end, you're going to have grip to make that turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking into an uphill is like a catcher's mitt. It's crazy.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking. What am I afraid of? I mean, I would just have to practice it without any cars going around me. I mean, that's all. But maybe.
Well, she's coughing. I'll tell you a little story about, the uphill and braking. When I think about my home track, my beloved VIR, the place where you're going the fastest is down the end of the backstretch, and you dip down to the bottom of a hill, and then like at the bottom of the hill, you get the 3, 2, 1 and an arrow for braking, and just about everything everybody drives there can brake it to 1. But when I used to have my Miata with like 3 horsepower, and if I was driving on R comp tires with the best kind of sprint racing brakes I used to put on there for TEs, I could brake past the arrow because you're braking into a big uphill section. So that's how powerful the uphill is. This is the fastest section of the track. And the number boards go like 4, 3, 2, 1 arrow. I was braking past the arrow in a Miata going probably, over 115. And you got to brake down to, very low, one of the lowest speed corners of the track. So you got to lose a ton of speed. And that's a particular instance of where it's amazing how late people can brake at the end of the straightaway of VIR, at the back straight of VIR because of that hill. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, working through that cough that I had.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I think it might be just sensory. Maybe it's just sensory. Maybe it's just working up to the fact that I'm not accustomed to going to those speeds.
Maybe it's a habit.
Maybe.
No shot.
Let's get somebody in the car with you again.
Yeah, I think.
Help you somebody to help you kind of reset some boundaries and feel some new limits.
Yeah, I really think that has to happen. I really do.
Can't hurt.
Mm-mm.
What? Yeah.
No, go ahead.
That swig of beer I just took. You're like, hey, good job taking that swig of beer out of your beer can.
Good job. Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested in this next HPDE that we go at now. You know,
Let's cover. Let's
kind of
come
work
back to
through
the
that.
topic. Let's get back to the topic of hills after you've had some more time to examine it. But yeah, the hills can make a big difference on your acceleration and your deceleration, right?
Yeah.
Could this be the first ever HPDE you go to with a goal?
I think so.
My
Oh,
God.
here we go. All right. So
I
focused.
gotta work through some stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So hills, uphills help you, downhills, not so much.
They can help you accelerate.
They can help you accelerate. That is true.
So take the good with the bad.
Exactly. Well, you're on track, though. It's all good.
That's right.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Dawson.
Thank you for having me.